Hello everybody and welcome to this week's edition of the Parasha Pointers, where we delve into the weekly Parasha and find inspiration to raise our children. This week's message is dedicated in honor of Elisheva bat Moshe Ashear Hakohen, Elizabeth Rubinstein, by her loving husband. If anybody's interested in to dedicate any of these Parasha pointers, you can just email me at remiller@ydeschool.org. So this week we have the famous pasuk, "Abraham zaken baba yamin, v'Hashem berach et Abraham bakol." Hashem blessed Abraham with everything. And the question that's asked is, what does everything mean? And there are some famous answers to that question. One of them being the famous Rashi that says bakol is the same numerical value as a son. Having a son such as Yitzchak is like having everything. I saw a very nice answer though from Rabbi Moshe Sternbach, Shlita. He says that Abraham Avinu viewed everything that he has as a blessing. So he had everything. As our rabbis teach us in Pirkei Avot, Ezehu Ashir Hasamech Bechelko. A wealthy person, a rich person, is happy with his lot. He's happy with whatever Hashem gave him in life. And the truth of the matter is, we're not all like that. We all want more. We need more. It's really important to get that feeling of feeling, I have everything. I have everything I need. However, I saw a beautiful perush from a rabbi called the Avodat Yisrael, is the name of his sefer. It's Rabbi Yisrael Hapstein, lived from 1737 to 1814, and he started what was known as the Koznitz Hasidut. And he wrote tremendous all sefarim. Amazing, amazing, amazing rabbi. And he writes here, and he comments, and he says, you know what it means to be happy with your lot. Look at the way Hashem acts. We are his lot. We are his children. And the truth of the matter is, nothing could bring more pleasure, what we call nahad ruach, pleasure, satisfaction to Hashem, more than when we do his will. However, when we don't do his will, when we don't do the right thing, we say the wrong thing, we see the wrong thing, we do the wrong thing, chas v'shalom, a million times. What happens to our relationship? Does Hashem say, you know what, these guys gone, I'm not interested in them anymore? Or does he say, no, the Jewish people are my lot. Hashem might be upset with what we do. In his, because he's Hashem, he doesn't have emotion. But Hashem wants us to do the right thing. But that never means that we're not his people and he doesn't love us deeply. So says the Avodat Yisrael, if you realize how Hashem acts with us, we're always his children. And in fact, there's a famous Gemara that actually supports what he's saying. That's found in Masechet Kiddushin. If you look in Masechet Kiddushin, Daf Lamed Vav over there's a whole discussion of what we call the children of Hashem, not the children of Hashem. One opinion says, I believe Rabbi Yehuda, that we're the children of Hashem as long as we do his will. But Rabbi Meir says, Ben kachu, ben kach kruim ba'im. Whether you do it or we don't do, we do the right thing, the wrong thing, Hashem loves us and we are his children. This is a very important point. What does this have to do with us? You know, as parents, we're hypersensitive. We're looking at our kids' faults. They do this wrong and they do that wrong because we got to build this child, and it's good. We do have to critique, and we do have to make sure to guide them in the right way, and to make sure they do the right thing. However, while we're continuously highlighting their shortcomings, because that's just the way it is, we send them to school also. You know, I'm part of the school process. In school, we're looking, we're testing, we're seeing how they're doing socially, academically. These kids are under the gun 24/7. It's very important, both in school and of course in the home, that the child feels and knows that the parent, that his Rebbe, his teacher, loves him or her unconditionally. What could be more important than that? You need to put a heavy dose of that unconditional love, a big dose, because we're not going to change the world. It's a judging world. That's the way it is, and we got to grow, and we have to be scrutinized, and we have to be critiqued. But with that, there's got to be that I love you no matter what. Your love, my love for you, is not contingent upon the things that you do or the things you accomplish. I love you intrinsically for who you are. When a child feels that, They can handle anything. They're not feeling that pressure, have to live up. So the message that we have to learn is just like Hashem is Sameach Behalko. Be happy with the children you have. Appreciate who they are. Look at them and just say, I'm just so lucky to have you as a child. When you do that, you put that love into them. Then when you go to them and you tell them, listen, you got to fix this, you got to do that, this is not good, they'll hear you. Because they know that that's not why you love them. You love them, but you just want them to grow. One of the biggest crimes a parent can do to a child is to raise a child without this feeling of unconditional love. And let me explain to you why. The relationship that a parent has with a child is actually a model for the relationship that they will have with Hashem. If they don't understand that they could be unconditionally loved by a parent, how will they ever believe that Hashem can unconditionally love them as well? And if they don't have that feeling from Hashem, then the relationship just doesn't take off. It's very important. I saw a beautiful quote from a Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, who just passed away, Alav Shalom. And he says this following line: unconditional love is not without criticism, yet it is unbreakable. That is how we should love our children, for it is how Hashem loves us. So, again, the love and the value that our children have should not be quantifiable, should not be qualifiable. It should just, I love you, not dependent on anything. And when we do that, and we give them the ability to realize that they're loved unconditionally, I have news for you. You know who else is going to love them? They will love themselves unconditionally. And they'll realize that Hashem loves them as well. Let's take this message and Be'ezat Hashem, raise children who really, really understand what that means. And they'll give it over to their children. And we should only see Nachat. Be'ezat Hashem, Shabbat Shalom.